I'm nervous.
I'm excited.
I'm nervous and excited. But I am feeling a little agitated.
I mean, we shouldn't start bubbly and positive, right?
No. We're corporate drones and we're miserable.
Ross, what do you hate?
God, I'm so glad you asked that question. I feel like that should be asked in more interviews, but what do I hate? I hate people who take their time crossing the street at stop signs. I get it. If it's a stoplight and like, they got the little walking ticker going on.
Take all the time you want.
Take all the time you want. But when I come up to a stop sign and I'm a car and I'm faster than you and you haven't even begun to walk across, let me go. Just let me go. Because I'm a whore for efficiency.
I'll get out of your hair.
Please. Or at least when you cross, give me a little hustle. Show me like, hey, sorry, man. Like,
totally.
Hey, sorry, buddy. Like, acknowledge that you're wasting my life.
Please.
That's it.
I agree. Shred of hustle.
Yeah, please. What do you hate?
I hate flip-flops. And I don't care if you're on the beach in the middle of Punta Cana and the sand is burning the bottoms of your feet. I don't want to see your little toes.
Creepy little toes.
I
got nasty little toes.
With a thong in between the big one and the other four. Yeah, I'm good on that.
Yeah, well, I had reefs in college, with little beer opener on the bottom.
You still wear flip-flops. I see it in your content.
I do wear flip-flops.
As the flip-flop police, I'm not going to allow that.
I'm not a cool dude.
No, of course not.
I've never been a cool dude.
You're the one who's like, anyone need a bottle opener at a party? Everyone's like, no, we're
Everyone's
good.
6 years younger than me.
6 years younger, drinking vodka sodas. It's not cool.
I plan on never growing up. So why don't we introduce this thing?
What the hell are we doing here?
We're doing what two young adult white people should do.
Start a podcast.
Start a motherfucking podcast.
Absolutely. When should people listen to us?
Probably never, but always at the same time.
Kind of just on the background on repeat.
Yeah, literally not a single person asked for this.
No one asked. We're gonna do it.
We're gonna give it to them anyway.
We're gonna give it to them anyway. I think the goal of the podcast is to sort of be your work besties, right? Corporate bro sitting here, corporate Natalie.
It's like we're on your team, but we're not.
Exactly. We're there in spirit. We're
Right.
people you want to invite to your company holiday party, but please don't because we're too tired.
Right. Exactly. We want the invite, but we're not going to show up.
Exactly. But
Because
again,
we measure our self-worth that way.
100%.
But let's just address the real elephant in the room. The podcast is called Demoted. It's called Demoted.
You should probably not listen unless you want to be demoted.
Right. So it's all the things that you want to say, but you can't say because you're a professional, in quotes.
Absolutely. We want you to wake up in your coworker's bed after the holiday party and immediately DM our podcast Instagram to let us know.
And we'll break it down.
We'll break it
step
down.
by step. You'll send us every little gory detail and we'll talk about it.
We want to know.
That's it. And everybody else wants to know. We want to bring everyone together under the mistakes we've made and the mistakes they've made.
One big family, or Ohana.
Right. As they say at the Salesforce. Perhaps we should paint a picture.
For those of you not watching live, rather just listening to our voices, Ross and I are sitting in two deflated yet extremely fuzzy beanbags.
They are fuzzy. They're also funny.
They're also funny.
They were supposed to expand over the course of 48 hours. It's been 2 weeks they've been sitting here.
2 weeks. I thought we'd be way higher off the ground.
I have zero back support. I am arched forward. My abs are engaged.
Fully engaged. I'm in a Barry's boot camp class right now.
I'm sweating a little bit, both from caffeine, but also from this posture.
Totally.
We got Post-its on the wall. It spells out Demoted because we're like arts and crafts people.
We just got the Post-its. We went crazy. We have 2 mugs beside it. Like, we're trying to just be cool.
We're trying to be cool, but we're also trying to teach you some stuff.
You'll also learn some stuff.
We're going to talk about news. I mean, not all the time. We're going to talk about pop culture stuff. We're going to talk about like, what even is AI? How do you use it? I mean, not today. I mean, God, we need to study that. But generally speaking,
we're going to need a
concepts.
pre-read from our producer before we get to that.
Yeah, exactly. We're not going to walk in here not knowing shit and sounding dumb. Well, we're going to sound dumb a lot, probably.
A lot of talking, not a lot of knowledge.
Yeah. Water cooler stuff.
Totally.
Work besties.
That's why we're here.
Exactly. But we will give some advice. Let's be clear.
We will.
Whether you choose to use it is up to you.
And I think just for our first episode, hopefully all of you follow us and know us. But if you don't, we actually have our
If you don't,
resumes.
why the hell are you here? How did you find this?
Yeah. Our SEO must be insane.
Or you have shitty friends who recommended it.
Definitely. But we have each other's resumes printed out in front of us.
What better way to introduce ourselves than our resumes on a corporate-esque podcast?
Yeah. Let's talk about
who the hell are we?
Who are we?
I kind of want to start off with first jobs ever. I'm not talking
first paid job.
Yeah, like maybe it's on your resume, maybe it's not. I mean, I saw you were like doing something around bohemian beads. You were a arts and crafts peddler.
I would say a bit of a jewelry saleswoman. Yes.
Wow.
Not my first job. I was always a hustler. I know you're the sales guy here, but I have a pretty extensive sales background, from selling my parents' used magazines to
which magazines?
Oh, just my dad's old Men's Health. Just going 2 doors down. Hey,
my
Tom.
dad's old, and I was like, say it.
Say it.
Not Playboy. Damn it.
Shoot.
Damn it, Pops.
Love you, Dad.
All right.
And just going door to door. Anyone want this crinkly old newspaper? No, they don't. They don't want this magazine. I would sell anything.
What were you selling these for?
Like 50 cents.
Hey, I found this Men's Health. There's a couple pages stuck together. I don't know how that happened, but
Stop it.
my dad, they're my dad's.
Yeah, no, fully. And then I do lemonade stands, like literally off season. It'd be like November. I'm like, get the lemons.
Like, no one wants a fucking lemonade right now.
No one wants a lemonade. I'm freezing. I'm going to park out front.
Right.
Yeah.
But you played the, like, I'm a cute little girl, so I'm going to hustle you into buying some shit.
Totally. I would sell, and what led to the jewelry business that I'll talk about, I would sell little friendship bracelets. You know when you make your dad a friendship bracelet and they're like, oh, sweetie, thanks.
I don't know, because I was a cool kid. But
you were a
yeah,
cool
go
kid.
on.
My parents were too affirmative of that kind of passion of mine.
Right.
So much so that I thought I could make a tray of friendship bracelets and just peddle them around town.
And what were you trying to buy? Like, you were trying to make a bunch of money, and you were like...
I was trying to fill my piggy bank.
Right. You're trying to buy a house in Pack Heights, and you were like, does $18 cover it?
Absolutely. That was the goal.
Were you cash flow positive at that point, or what was?
Well, my parents bought all the stuff, of the lemons. Yeah, they didn't teach me about sort of the cost associated with starting a lemonade stand business. It's all profit.
God, that's nice.
Yeah. So then I'll talk about band jewelry is probably what you're referencing here on the resume.
CEO, founder. You started at the top.
I did not say CEO. I did say founder, founder and sole employee. I decided to make chokers in college. I went to one like gem show.
Choker, I barely know her. Sorry, go on.
I was like, anyone with a neck, I'm going to put a freaking choker around it. And I had reps at 10 different colleges and sororities selling my stuff.
Wow.
It was actually
you had a full-on MLM network.
100%.
Look, if you just buy 10 of my bracelets, all right, then you resell them to 10 of your friends.
Totally. You can buy a house in Pack Heights one day.
Yes. Okay. Wow. So
that was me. That was my sort of this resume career. I'll ask you, what was your first paid job?
My first paid job was also a sales job. I was slanging salad dressings. Fine salad dressings. My aunt has a salad dressing company. Virginia's Live a Little Gourmet Foods. Check it out in fancy markets. So
I'm obsessed. Were you actually working in a market?
I was. So I would, like little 7th grade, 8th grade psychopath during the summers. She would give me boxes of salad dressings. I would set up shop in these fine markets. So like a Woodlands Market, Paradise Foods, or like a Luke's or a brand, white guy names, those markets, not like a Safeway.
Yeah.
And
if like you don't know those markets, good for you. Because
They're the places where cheese is $15.
100%.
And produce is also just absolutely outrageous. But I would set up shop there. I'd be mixing, I'd be hands together, scrounging up some eats.
Totally.
People would come up and sample them like, oh my God.
You're live mixing.
I'm live mixing. But I'm wearing a suit.
Yeah. Oh.
Real sus.
Dressed it up.
They're like, look at this little psychopath.
Yeah. Sweating.
Yeah. Do you want some blue cheese? Oh. People would ask me questions, and
I'm a whore for samples, so I would probably be fired up.
Oh, they were rolling through. I was killing it with the divorce crowd.
Oh,
killing it. I mean, it was pretty easy for me. I realized later, though, I wasn't getting commission. I was just like
hourly.
Yeah. No, it was like $50. I was getting $50, however long it took. So I was really motivated to sell.
Until you sold all of them. Yeah. In the box.
80 unis.
Wow.
That's short for units, by the way, as one
unis
says.
Of salad dressing.
But I remember this one woman came up to me and she was asking me, I don't remember which dressing it was, but she asked me when it expired, and I actually didn't know. And being an honest chap that I am, I was like, I honestly don't know. And she goes, well, if you're selling them, maybe you should know that.
Oh. Okay.
I went to the back. I bought a rope.
Yeah.
I hung it up. And I called my aunt panicking. She told me, and I went and found her, and I was like, it expires in like 6 years. You're probably good. And she was
6 year shelf life on this. Wow.
Yeah, it's like the blue cheese never goes bad.
Bio.
Yeah, link in bio. I mean, for your bomb shelters.
Totally. Pop those down there.
Yeah, throw them down there. Live a Little Gourmet Foods. You'll eat for 6 years.
Amazing.
It sounds like. So yeah, I learned a lot of valuable lessons there.
And then let's jump. Before we get into the nitty gritty here, I know there's a lot of really fun accolades on this resume. What was your first sort of welcome to the corporate world moment?
Oh my goodness. Welcome to the corporate world again. So I guess the salad dressing selling led me down the path of sales. So
Of course.
to answer your question, what was my welcome to the corporate world moment? I was at Oracle on my very first call. My manager's listening. So we're sitting there, cubicle, gray room, and we're using a splitter. So this is before wired or wireless headphones. And so he's got his plugged into mine, and we're sitting there like chill bros. And I looked this guy up on LinkedIn. And not to say I judge people, but I can look at their LinkedIns and be like, this guy's probably a douchebag. And he's wearing aviators.
Totally.
He's based in like Boca Raton.
So it looks like your LinkedIn.
Right. It takes one to know one.
Totally.
I call this guy and, hey, it's Ross Pomerantz. I'm calling from Oracle. Pause. And then he just lays into me. He asked me to do things to him with my mouth that I didn't want to do.
Stop.
First cold call. And my manager, he takes off his headset and he's like, well, it can only get easier from here.
Oh my
Like
God.
literally the first cold call. And I was like, okay, that wasn't so bad. I mean, this is a good story.
I love sales.
I love sales. I mean, all I got to do is blow some people and I can close.
Totally.
So what was
Well,
yours?
that's incredible.
Yeah.
I'm glad that probably stuck with you for a really long time.
I'm still working through it with Kyle
Yeah.
on Mondays at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Of course, therapy.
Kyle's my therapist.
We'll reference Kyle probably a bunch.
Kyle's going to come out a lot if you listen to this pod.
Yes. So out of college, was eager to join a little firm called Deloitte.
Oh.
And everyone
Big Four?
was
Big
doing
three?
the Big Four interviews. I did my case interviews.
Who are the
wearing
Big
a
Four,
little
by the
suit.
way? This is consulting.
Consulting. Deloitte, PwC,
Ooh.
EY,
Right? Ernst.
And
then there's...
And
the other one.
the other one
Yeah, fuck the other one.
is Accenture.
Yeah, that sounds right. That's a big one.
I say Big Four a lot. I should probably check my
Wait, but
check
so
the sources.
where does like Bain and BCG and McKinsey?
Well, thanks for that slap in the face, because those would be the big three that are for sure above the Big Four.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So like the Big
Yeah.
Four, it's like there's like Ivy League and then there's like NESCAC, and this is like NESCAC, like
Completely.
small,
And
good schools
they're-
in the Northeast.
They're bigger firms and they do audit. The big three are solely like strategic consulting.
Got it. Super strategic.
Yeah.
Gotta
So
love strategy.
much strategy.
Okay, go on.
So
Sorry.
so my sort of welcome to the corporate moment is I'm thinking consulting. This is travel. I'm going to live this I'm going to be staffed in New York City.
Right.
Live this lavish life. Have a New York boyfriend.
Emily in Paris of New York.
Fully Emily in Paris. I'm going to have maybe I'll just get an apartment here because I'm here so often because I'm staffed here in the Big Apple.
Right. Why not start with a second home?
Exactly. And I'm picturing this amazing just consulting life. And then I get my first, the sorting hat places me at my first project, and I'm staffed in the middle of Missouri. And we're staying at a Holiday Inn.
Ooh.
And there's 5 misfits on my team.
Chilling at the Holiday Inn.
Holiday Inn. And no hate on anyone who's listening from Missouri. I loved it. It was awesome. It was not.
I've been there and I did not love it.
It was not what I was expecting. And also, it's not like St. Louis. It's not a big city. We're in a small
Little podunk town.
little podunk town.
Just you and...
Oh, of course, the team.
Yeah. Who are these chaps, these gals who are traveling with you?
So we talk about, everyone's starting their job and they have this whole squad of their friends
Right.
and these like new associates, and they're all hanging out in the office every day.
That's one does.
I'm the youngest one on the team. I'm 22 years old. The next is, and I have no skills. I don't know why I'm there. I don't know why they're sending these 22-year-olds around the country. Like, why do I have to be there? Not sure. Personality hire, I
Right.
guess.
Someone's got to do it.
Totally. Then there's a senior consultant.
Oh,
I'll redact names by using
fake names.
the exact names, so it's easier for me to remember.
Perfect. Perfect.
Aiden, we'll call him.
Aiden.
And
Such a
really
Gen Z name.
quiet dude.
Okay.
He's like 35.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know anything about him, his personal life, whatever. I'd see him on the plane with his briefcase. And then we went to one happy hour towards the end of the project, and I see him smoking an American Spirit.
Oh my God.
I'm like, Aiden, you get it.
Yeah. Why did I not
You haven't
reach
been
out to you
enjoying
earlier?
Yeah, totally. He ended up getting in trouble for over expensing things, but that's a separate story. Next level in line, manager Srinivas. Srini and I became very close. We would go to Orange Theory classes, the only workout class available when I want to, move my body before
Right.
I eat,
Right.
cheese
Not an
curds.
ad.
Not an ad.
Yeah.
And we'd go together. He was in an arranged marriage to a woman in India.
Wow. Srini.
Who Srini had never met.
Oh.
And so we'd talk about it, and he sort of would tell me how he's nervous for the wedding and he's going to meet her right before the
What's he
wedding.
nervous for?
I don't know what he's nervous for. Just a lifetime commitment. Get over yourself.
Yeah, seriously. Srini.
Totally.
You have a presentation in like 2 hours.
I know.
Let's relax.
And Srini, if you're listening, I'm sorry for exposing you in this, but the final
Bless
week
you.
of the project, Srini tells me he has feelings for me.
Oh shit, he caught feelings at the Holiday Inn.
He caught feelings at the Holiday
Son of a
Inn.
bitch. Damn it, Srini.
I don't know if it was me on that rowing machine or what
Gotta
it was,
be.
but
Gotta
he, yeah. So I said,
You're all up her
Srini,
back.
Srini, you have a woman waiting for you back home. You got to go.
Who loves you.
Who loves you. And
She's been waiting.
She doesn't even know you, but she loves you. I know she does.
Yeah.
So we had to part ways. The next would be the senior manager.
We had to part ways.
Kelly.
We'll
call her.
Kelly Blue Book.
Kelly has been working at Deloitte her whole life, basically living at this Holiday Inn in
She got a lot of
forms
points
across the country.
She's a Holiday Inn Platinum member.
Totally.
Okay.
Kelly hasn't felt the touch of a man in what must be about 15 years.
Right.
She's miserable. And and I'm looking at Kelly. I'm like, that's what I'm going to be. If I stay here, I will be Kelly.
Right.
You know, and Kelly is synonymous with a bunch of consultants at this level who just stay at these firms for a long time. Lifers.
Yeah.
Total lifers.
Career over everything.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And then lastly is the partner who flies in for one day, like 12 hours. This man lives on a plane, comes in, gives the presentation that I've obviously handcrafted with such care. I could never speak.
Is that where the please fix comes from?
Please fix.
This is the guy who says please fix and then comes in and is like, all right, I'll present this now.
I think a few of those layers before will hit me with the please fix. And then he just comes in. He's like, so who's this client? What are we doing?
Yeah. And who are you?
Yeah. And what the fuck are you here?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that's my team. And it was fun. It was great. Did that for a couple of years. That was my welcome to the corporate moment.
Yeah. Just
I was like, these are my people. I guess these are my people. Yeah.
Yeah. This is my life now.
Totally.
Is that where the whole like resilience expert?
Oh, you do see that on my resume, huh?
Yeah. Was it
resilience professional?
Professional. Yeah.
Yeah.
Both resilient as a professional, but also a resilience professional.
Extremely. And just a resilient person.
Right.
In general. A lot of grit, which you got the grit award.
I did.
I see here for
that's like a participation trophy. It's like a guy.
What does grit stand for? Do you want to?
Growth, results, integrity, and teamwork. Just all the things that people sort of say I exemplify.
So most improved award.
Most improved. Basically what happened was company was going through it as they do. And I made a music video for the company. I mean, you know, as a guy does, who a lot of people like.
We get hate for personality hire. It couldn't be more you. It's crazy. Like you're making a music video on the side.
Yeah.
Making dials. You know, hey, everyone, you want to get in this music video I'm quickly whipping up?
Honestly, I got our CEO to throw money out of his Tesla.
Okay.
It was fake money, but yeah, I got him to do it. And it was the Eminem song Without Me, but we changed it to Q3. It was a bit of a stretch, but honestly, the flow was kind of gas, and maybe one day I'll surface it. I was on YouTube, but after I left the company, they continued to report it so that it had to come down.
Okay.
They didn't want any acknowledgement of my existence there.
No, they erased you.
It happens. It happens. It's somewhere. I'll dig it up one day. People are like, damn, boy got bars. That's true, though. I had some bars. Let's
run through some just unimportant stuff that I'm seeing on this resume. So Stanford Business School.
Yeah, I see Forbes 30 under 30.
So you took off 2 years of work just to play beer pong, correct?
That's correct. And I lost in the finals, and one of my biggest regrets.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, but I see virtual assistant company. That's for people who want to, quote, hire someone from the Philippines and feel like they're important.
Okay. We have a great team of virtual assistants, women who want side hustles, who want to help the people in the creator space like you and I.
Well, now I'm a dick.
Well, now you're a dick, but I see that you started an investment syndicate, Corp Capital.
Yeah.
Awesome. Can you mansplain that to me?
I would I would love to mansplain that to you. So where do I start? So you're familiar with the stock market? You're familiar with the stock market?
What's that?
So look, I'm going to have to speak slowly because I know, you're a woman. No, I'm kidding.
Totally.
Because I got to mansplain it.
Hold my hand and walk me through it.
Yeah. So there's this thing called the stock market. Stocks go up and they go down, but they mostly go up.
Yeah.
No. Okay. So Corp Capital is an investment syndicate for go-to-market professionals, anyone who wants to invest in private companies. We all know the stock market, public companies. Yeah. But what about like those early stage companies that have a lot of upside and a lot of growth? Totally. So we band together.
We're sitting in this little room in the heart of Silicon Valley right now.
Right in the heart.
San Francisco.
That's the Silicon Valley heartbeat. That's what you're hearing right now. Or it's a homeless guy going through our trash. I'm not sure.
But we love it here.
We love it here. Can't get enough. Anyway, Corp Capital. It's a pretty, it's a cool little thing.
And I see that you were an advertising intern. Couple awesome projects here. Ocean Life Insurance.
Yep.
I see Rubio's Fresh Max.
Yeah, I mean, they really wanted to highlight the guac.
Totally.
Yeah, that's
you like to rip on marketing, but what's up, advertising intern?
Okay, so it's more of like there's like marketing and then there's like creative, which is like adjacent to marketing. Yeah, I'm a fraud.
You're a total fraud.
I'm a fraud, but just that was when I learned I didn't want to be in advertising.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like I get to go make cool shit like whatever I want.
Totally. You can't tell your CEO at Oracle to throw fake money at his Tesla.
No,
that's real. That's a real job.
I mean, that is like moving the needle.
Yeah, of course.
That is revenue generating activity.
Absolutely.
Which is the most important activity that I've ever done.
So then I guess this is our, brief corporate experience. Anything else from your resume you want me to highlight?
I mean,
any other just accolades?
Q3 2015 was clearly a big one for me.
Oh, yes.
140%.
Oh, of course.
People still talk about that quarter.
People are still talking about it.
They still talk about it.
2015.
My God. What about you? Did I miss anything on here?
No, nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I don't see podcaster on here yet.
Well, what these resumes are missing is kind of our journey and our foray into the content creation world.
Yeah, that's true.
Which we should maybe speak on now as corporate sellouts.
Right. I mean, people ask us all the time. They're like, how did you guys meet? And
I took your name and likeness that you had been curating and fostering for years. I said, corporate bro, you know what? I'm going to be corporate Natalie. How does that sound?
And then you went and did it bigger and better. And now everyone's like, you're a piece of shit, Ross. I'm like, oh.
Well, thanks. At least I have Kyle.
Yeah, at least I have Kyle.
For therapy.
Kyle says I'm great.
Kyle says I'm awesome.
My mom says I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
So
she said she loved me the other day.
Yeah.
So
that was a breakthrough.
We met. We did a business jargon romance video.
We did.
That Ross scripted, filmed, edited, and basically everything in between. But
people watched because you were in it.
I kind of showed up. Yeah.
I was like,
the talent has arrived.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my God. And you taught me how to use TikTok then, because I was not a TikToker.
I was like, yeah.
You use the camera and you shoot and you lip sync and you do this. And I was like, oh my God, you can make a video in like 3 minutes.
No, we filmed this business jargon romance video for hours.
Well, yeah, that one was for hours.
We're filming for hours. And then I'm like, all right, you want to like bang out a couple of TikToks while we're here and just together? And you're like, sure. Like, should we get our laptops out and start writing a script? I'm like, no, you're just going to lip sync to this.
And guess what? It did extremely well.
And it did better.
It did better.
Yeah.
Just goes to show you. Effort is pointless.
Effort's pointless.
I've always said that.
Yep. I've
absolutely always said that. But yes, that is when we met. And ever since, we've been making stuff together. We live in the same city, which is great.
We live in the same city.
We're like the only two creators I know that are in San Francisco. I mean, I'm sure there's some other ones. But
I know a few others, but yes, it's nice to have you. And in the comedy space. Yeah. Well, so I've invited you to my Halloween parties. I've invited you to my housewarming party.
I showed up as a pirate.
I used to text you guys all the time and say, come over, let's hang out, let's party.
Right.
And I was trying to prep for this and talk about sort of our what we've done socially together. And I realized you've never invited me to a single social event.
Okay. So the reason for that is I don't go to social events unless you invite me to them. I'm not a planner. I'm not like a plan ahead.
The amount
individual.
of outbound texts I've sent for events that me and my friends are throwing.
I remember once you texted me at like 10 PM, like come out, like we're all partying. And I was like,
you're like, it's a Friday. I'm done. I'm in.
Toast, dog. I've had 4 edibles. I'm in the shadow realm right now. What, you think I'm gonna get out of these joggers and come outside?
I'm gonna go. But then you showed up to the Halloween party dressed as a pirate. Yeah, that was a blast.
I was extremely chill. And then of course, every time I feel like we party with you, there's like a gaggle of us that end up at your apartment till like 4 a.m.
Totally. So fun.
Just talking about the future.
Just literally.
Future of work.
We're watching YouTube videos.
Right.
Yeah. It's fun.
We watched Hans Zimmer. We watched Hans Zimmer's concert in the Czech Republic.
Then I realized this is the last invite Ross will be getting. But
wait, you guys got to watch this. Yeah. It's the Interstellar soundtrack.
All my friends, by the way. Ross like, I'll take the clicker. Yeah, I'll take it. Hand that over.
I was mansplaining my music taste.
Fully. So that was fun.
That was extremely fun.
So that's kind of our social life. That's the hope for the pod, is that we can share those kind of off-camera moments with all of you, really.
Be a little bit more of our true selves behind the scenes. Like, what do we do besides act a fool on social media videos?
Totally. Which is not much. The answer is not much.
It's truly not much.
But we'll fill in the blank space for you all here.
Yeah. I'm kind of a nerd behind the scenes. I don't know what to say.
You are a little bit of a nerd. I think that's what people don't realize is like, I feel like I'm very social, extroverted. I think that translates very well. I think you're actually quite an introvert.
Nothing better than sitting cross-legged in a dark room.
Just
hunched over my video games.
Applesauce.
Crisscross applesauce, shrimp mode.
Why don't you tell the followers
curve?
Yeah, about your video games.
Oh my God. I built my PC. I've got a whole like command center in my room. I've got 3 monitors.
I love how you're talking with such confidence and pride. Like I'm so embarrassed. I'm like, should we? Yeah, you sat up. I'm like, should we edit this out?
Also, my back is in shambles right now. My back is breaking. I don't know.
So you're a gamer.
I've been gaming for a long time. I played competitively back in the day. Halo, Dota, Warcraft 3.
Are you on Twitch?
Played WoW. I am on Twitch.
Okay.
I do this thing called Hot Drops with the Dog Pound. That's my group. We're called the Dog Pound.
Whenever we're dropping in, we're getting too niche.
Dogs start barking.
Please.
Anyway.
Please.
It's a way of life. It's something we do. What do you do for fun?
What do I do for fun?
What are your hobbies besides slanging beads?
So a lot of beads, a lot of bohemian style jewelry.
God.
I live
That's
with
a lifestyle,
I live with 3 other women. So we just have a fun crash pad. One of them is a teacher, which is always fun to get that humor. The noble work, 6th grade teacher.
Okay.
Another works at a little company called Amazon. Product manager.
Oh.
The other works at a bank.
Wow.
And so we're all kind of, the 3 of us work from home, and that's fun.
There's like the teacher and then 3 sellouts.
Total sellouts.
I mean, you're out of the game now. I mean, now you're a creator.
Well,
now
I'm
you're
like setting up the ring light in the kitchen. They're like, Natalie, I'm on a call. Can you not? Yeah. But I like to travel. I don't know. We'll talk. We'll get into it. This is episode 1. We won't give the whole breadth of who we are.
Yeah. Well, I think we should probably transition here.
Just a quick, swift transition.
We're going to transition to a confessional and a story. And these are holiday party themed.
Yes.
What we're going to do is we're going to read it. We're going to diagnose. We're going to recommend. And then we'll transition to the next one.
Yeah. And we'll start by saying we love when you share your stories with us.
We love stories.
We love stories. And just a plug for the pod, if you want to share your stories with us, the email is
demotedpodcast@gmail.com. We're not big enough to have like demoted@demotedpodcast.com.
Of course not.
That costs money.
And we're not ready to invest in this yet.
There's holes in this wall.
These mics were enough for me, and we'll see where it goes.
Yes.
Okay.
And once again, I don't know if I have a core strength to do this every week.
No.
Sit in this goddamn chair. All right.
Okay. So let's start. So I received this message from one of my followers.
Yes.
I'm not kidding when I say I fully blacked out at my company holiday party. Not even kidding. The last thing I remember is asking my VP if he has a cigarette. Then nothing. I've received 3 texts from my coworkers since the party. Here they are. I died when you started talking strategy with Camilla. FYI, Camilla is our chief people officer.
Oh, good.
Are you and Jose a thing now? I have no idea the context of this, and I'm wondering if we kissed. The last one, you woke up and chose violence, LMAO.
Wow.
Do I acknowledge these things or deny till I die? I literally haven't shown up to the office since then, and I said I had COVID to buy myself time.
Wow. Some bold moves right there.
I'm terrified for you.
I'm terrified for you as well.
You have to turn COVID into a terminal illness and just get the hell out of there.
Yeah. Or, I mean, I think maybe behind the scenes you talk to Jose. Maybe say, so
how bad was it?
Yeah.
Were we in the new mother's room doing some dirty stuff?
Right.
Or was it just a kind of a public fun kiss on the karaoke machine?
Right.
What was it?
Were you grinding in the middle of the dance floor?
Totally.
I don't know.
Was I bent over touching my toes?
Right. Pop, lock, and drop it came on.
Are we a thing now? Are we dating?
Yeah.
Are you my boyfriend?
I mean, talking strategy, the people ops person is also bold.
You've made some great videos on like me waking up in Vegas after telling our CEO.
Oh, yeah.
What's that bit? It's so good.
Yeah. Walking out, like basically heading down to the all company breakfast after blacking out and giving my CEO some unsolicited advice.
Totally. As the new hire.
As the new hire.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a bold move. I mean, I do think thing about a cigarette is, here's the thing about a cigarette. It bonds people.
Totally.
I'm not a cigarette smoker, but I've dabbled. You know what I mean? Like
totally.
At the right place at the right time.
I've been in Vegas and I have smoked a cigarette. Did I cough and have to put the entire thing out?
Right.
Yes. But did I take a puff? Of course.
Do I occasionally ask my friends for a sip of their cigarette and they look at me like I'm a weirdo for saying it like that?
Just a tiny little sip.
I just want a sip.
A slurp.
Right. I just want to feel that little head rush and then be like, I get why this is so bad for you.
Totally.
I love it.
Totally. I don't think cigs in the workplace are totally acceptable. Do you think they are? I make a lot of vaping bits about Gen Z.
I was gonna say the vaping is kind of the new accepted middle ground. I mean, if you're ripping some Marlboro Reds,
cigs right inside is not cool at the Oracle
some
office.
menthols.
Yeah.
No, they were cool outside. Oh my God. Oracle. Yeah.
Was there a smoke situation?
Outside. Yeah. Twin Dolphin. You would go outside and you go around the corner and you'd see just like 15 people pacing around, ripping cigs, looking down like the Ben Affleck, like just exhaled a cigarette. Just like, God, my life is so miserable. But it was kind of fun down there. You just kind of goss.
And the use of cigarettes in this is definitely aging you, right? Because now it's the vapes.
Now it's the vapes.
Did you see the vape transition?
Oh yeah. Well, this was again before the tiny little pocket vapes. This was back when vapes looked like giant tubes, looked like big old dildos walking around. You're like, what the fuck is that thing?
You're like, don't worry, it's cool. It's my vape.
Massive cloud comes out. Whoa, that was sick. Do a smoke trick.
It's a whole magic show.
I never went down that route.
Okay.
And again, I never bought cigs. It was just people be like, let's go for a walk. Times are tough right now. I'm down. I'd roll with. Cigarette came out. I'll have a sip of that. Sure, you're my friend.
Totally.
So
sip of a cig.
It's a little sip of a cig.
Okay, so what should this girl do now that we've talked all about ourselves?
Yeah, sorry. This girl should probably, well, I guess she hasn't gotten a call from HR.
That's true.
So it hasn't been formally reported.
No.
Maybe she's been reported missing.
The scariest thing with a blackout is, do you act like you own everything that you did? Or do you say, oh gosh, I was so, because I've had like professional people be like, sorry, I was a little tipsy last night. And I'm like, oh God. I mean, I guess you're owning it, but like.
Yeah, I think the first step is try to assess damage. Try to have some conversations. Maybe go to your work bestie and say, hey, give it to me straight.
Yeah.
What went down?
Totally.
You know, and then you adjust off of that.
Well, straight to Jose. It's like, what are we?
Yeah,
that would help.
Straight to Jose.
Yeah.
Slack him. Hey, Jose, about 4 weeks ago, I know I haven't been online in a while.
Yeah. I know I've been just completely
thinking about you.
Yeah. Sorry, babe. How are we?
So it's a tough one because you're going to have that cringe for the rest of your life.
Yep.
And as long as you work there.
Totally. So I'd start, whipping up that resume.
Right. Or at least until next year when someone else does something even more dumb.
Yeah.
Because every year it seems like people just get progressively more aggressive.
Totally.
And now that people don't get to go outside or see each other very often, these holiday parties, they do be popping.
I love holiday parties. I know we're past them now when this is being released, but one recently hit the news, or maybe it was from a while ago.
So yes, one did hit the news, and it was Taco Bell.
Yes.
And it was in 2022, but the story dropped in December.
Of a lawsuit.
Because of a lawsuit.
Yeah.
Basically, long story short, this woman was invited to a Taco Bell holiday party, and I'm gonna read a little excerpt here because
people need to know.
Let me just. This is public. This is published news. So
I've been dying to talk about this with Ross as we were setting up all the cameras, and he's like, "Let's just save it for the pod."
Let's save it for the pod.
So give it to me.
Okay, so let me just set the scene real quick. This is a Taco Bell location, a Taco Bell store. The store manager invited this woman, Alana, to come to the holiday party. He had put up wrapping paper on all the windows, so you couldn't really see in. And this Taco Bell was obviously closed for business at the time. So here's where I'll pick up in the middle of the story. So around midnight, after Alana had stepped outside for a short time, she walked back into the restaurant and saw a coworker, quote, having sex with his wife in front of everyone at the party. She alleges. The coworker's wife, Alana claims, was also kissing her female manager and another female coworker at the same time. First of all, sick. Shocked, disgusted, and outraged, Alana alleges that she first ran out of the restaurant, but then, and this is really important, then she went back inside to retrieve her guacamole bowl.
Oh, you can't leave that behind?
Absolutely not. Only to find that her manager and the other coworker involved in the sexual encounter mere moments before were now vomiting. One threw up in the trash while the other vomited into her guacamole bowl, according to the complaint.
No.
People were fired.
I would assume.
I mean, as far as I'm reading, this is alleged.
I'm starting to feel better for the girl who DM'd me.
Yeah.
I'm starting to feel a lot better for her.
I mean, the guacamole bowl,
Guac barf?
Yeah, can you ever use that bowl again?
Never.
I mean, my God.
Imagine like witnessing that sexual act and being like, hang on, where the hell is my guacamole bowl? I'm not leaving without that. I got to go back in there and see more of this.
Right. Yeah. There's a full-on orgy going.
Yeah.
But I got to get back in there and get that guac bowl out.
Like, get out of there.
It's Saving Private Ryan of guac bowls. There are casualties. Shit is going down. Imagine being the manager of that Taco Bell and being like, yo, we are going to get freaky weird at tonight's party.
Someone get the wrapping paper, cover the security cameras.
Yep.
Let's get weird.
Right. Now you got to wonder what's in your chalupa.
I'm wondering.
For
sure.
I'm not going to not eat Taco Bell because I already have low standards of what it is. I just
completely
know what it does for my soul, which is all positive.
All positive, but I know a little too much right now.
I know a little bit too much.
That's insane. I have yet to hear a story like that. Nothing tops that.
There's Jeff and Shayna having sex over there.
Totally.
Shayna's kissing
so there's
Maureen
the bar,
and
there's Jeff
Carla.
and Shayna, Maureen and Carla. It was sort of a group orgy.
Yeah.
this guy dancing.
Right.
That guy's taking a smoke break. It's all there.
It's just a holiday party. What do you want?
What else do you want from me?
Right.
It's a freaking holiday party.
10
have
out of
some
10.
fun. Merry.
Relax.
Merry, bitch.
It's the holidays.
Yeah, have some freaking fun.
So yeah, I mean.
So all right, we'll think on that.
We'll think on that. That's a wild story.
Yeah. Okay.
Think about it. Let's once again move to some of our segments.
So one segment we want to do is a segment called Promoted or Demoted. You see that this podcast is called Demoted. This is just a creative way of saying, do we like that or do we not like it?
Right.
This or that.
Yeah. It's not necessarily do we agree. It's you kind of have to vibe check it. Good vibe, bad vibe.
Would we promote it?
Yeah. Would we demote it? It's we go off of a feeling. This is not a scientific method.
No.
Let's just be clear about that.
Well, there are some equations going into it, but we'll see.
Some machine learning.
So we'll just do socially questionable things at work.
Yeah.
Our producer's given us a few scenarios. I keep adjusting myself in this sack that I'm sitting in.
If it sounds like I'm holding something in, it's my abs because my lumbar is broken.
Totally. So let's do some socially questionable things at work. Dressing inappropriately.
This feels like it's targeted right at Gen Z.
Right at Gen Z. I'm going to demote it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm going to demote it too. It's
not to be an old school, old timey, like boomer alert. But you can't wear a crop top to work.
You just can't do it.
It's you got to
I don't care what role you are.
I don't care if you're expressing yourself and you want to show your whole midriff. I don't care.
Right. Save it for the holiday party at Taco Bell.
Totally.
Right. There's a time and a place.
There's a time and a place. It's right there.
Demoted. All right. Using the company bathroom as a full-on locker room.
Promoted.
Be resourceful.
I've taken many sink showers before.
I don't think I've ever taken a sink shower, but
I think as a woman, you just get so oily and disgusting in the office. You probably do as a man too, but you just don't care because you stink.
Let it ride.
You stink and you love it.
A little body odor.
But I'm like, I need to put on deodorant. I'm like wiping my pits. Like I'll do it in the bathroom of this studio apartment later. Like I'm a big sink shower girl.
Interesting.
I'm promoting it.
Full on lock. I mean, I've changed many a times. I've stripped down and stripped up and
all of the above.
Be resourceful. There's a reason you have these amenities.
Put your butt in a little hand dryer.
Right.
The classic go-to move.
Right.
You've done that a bunch.
What you do is you grab your ankles, you angle up towards the dryer, you turn it on, and you just hold for a little bit. You just hold. Anyway.
Okay.
Lock the door first.
Lock the entire door. Heating up broccoli cheddar soup in the main kitchen space.
Oh, God.
I will, this is a hill I'll die on. Smelly foods in the kitchen space I'm so against it.
You won't do it.
I won't do it and I won't stand for it.
What if it smells kind of good?
So you like the smell of heated Parmesan?
No. So yeah, well, broccoli in particular just smells like a foot.
It smells like such a foot. I'm trying to send an outbound email here.
It smells like feet right now.
I don't want this foot in my nose.
And it always happens early, the early lunch people, those are the ones who microwave the nasty shit.
Oh, this is at 10:45.
10:45, 11:15. I eat at 12:30.
Well, we're IMF, intermittent fasting.
Oh, yeah, I'm not allowed to.
Of course.
The rules of IMF. I mean.
Because the rules of IMF. Yeah. Keep your Chilean sea bass to yourself.
Please. Demoted. Oversharing personal information.
I think it's another kind of Gen Z thing.
Yeah. Or boomer thing.
Shares.
Also boomer.
Really?
I think it's a non-millennial thing. The boomer's like, yeah, took my little son Chris to soccer practice. He's a striker. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck what Chris is.
So yeah, not necessarily inappropriate personal
Not even inappropriate, just telling me
just
just useless shit.
Like the kids.
Right. I think I'm just unique in that I hate kids. I can't stand them. Bunch of freeloaders.
Get out of there.
Why did they get to board first on planes? I'll die on that hill too.
Completely.
Why? Oh, I'm sorry. You had some sex and you decided to have kids and you wanted to continue your genetics. Oh, that is so selfless. Why don't you get on the plane first? How about me over here by myself?
I can't wait till you have a kid and we get to replay this podcast for him.
I'm carrying 6 strollers.
Yeah. You're so into it.
I'm like, it is such a great thing that they let the kids board first.
Yeah. What I love being a dad.
Yeah. Absolutely not.
Yeah. Using their the dad mug that their kid got them for Christmas.
World's best dad.
World's best dad.
Yeah.
On the over explaining it for 45 minutes on the call.
I'm going to bully my kid.
Yep.
Probably.
They're going to
shove him randomly.
Yeah. They're going to need Kyle.
I'm going to be Premier, 1K global services.
Totally.
I'm going to board. Timmy, I know you're 4 years old. You're boarding in group 3.
Totally.
Hate to say it, dog.
Check the boarding pass. What does it say? It says group 3.
Group 3. So you're going to have to go after those 75
I've
people.
been working 35 years to get this Premier 1K status. What have you done?
Right. Exactly. Demoted.
Demoted. Napping in the new mother's room.
Just demoted. Don't even go in there, dude.
Don't even go in there.
Don't even go in there.
To those of you who don't work in tech at these swanky little joints we call offices,
Yeah.
the new mother's room is like it's
a designated space.
Designated space for mothers
Milking.
to pump.
Pumping.
Oh.
What is the word?
Sorry?
For feeding their...
Not yeah.
Why don't you do this one?
Anyway, we'll just demote it and kind of move on.
Demote it, move on.
Okay.
Laughing in the face of your manager during your performance review. Promoted.
Love it.
I think that's fucking hilarious.
Getting any point of feedback and just laughing at it.
And so how do you feel about everything I just said? I mean, that's rich coming
Are
from
you kidding me? That was a good one.
Oh my God. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Wow, I thought you were gonna say something real.
Oh my God.
Something I
Okay,
give a
now
shit
give
about.
me the real stuff
Yeah.
now, boss.
So am I getting more like stock options or what?
Totally.
What's good?
I'll take a better equity package for sure. So promoted.
Promote.
Being an over apologizer. I'm so this. I used to like apologize for merely existing.
Yeah, you
and it's
can't
such
do
a
that.
woman problem.
I was gonna say there's some gendered elements to this.
Completely. And
Yeah.
I refuse to apologize for anything now. I'll run over someone with my car. I'm like, well,
Should have been standing there.
why weren't you hustling across the
Right.
stop sign?
Right. Show a little hustle. Maybe next time I won't step on the gas.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do it. I do think it is it genuinely limiting in a lot of ways. It just, I don't know. As someone on the other side, I tell people to stop apologizing.
You do. You've told me that.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't feel like you're valuing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Don't apologize. Don't apologize until you have something to apologize for.
Yeah.
Like truly, you know,
Then
your
it- then it-
existence
then it
is
means
okay.
something. Then it means something when
Right.
you apologize.
Right.
Like, oh wow, they feel really bad for that.
Yeah. So I would say don't do it.
Demoted.
Demoted. Hugs in the office. Ooh.
Ugh.
Touchy. Literally.
Touchy.
Touchy subby.
I'm a hugger.
Yeah.
I'll say it. But
So am I.
But I once went to hug a manager on a project, a dude, like a very kind of just not that social guy.
Kind of CFO vibes.
And he's like, oh, sorry, I'm good with a shake.
Wow.
Hit me with I'm good with a shake. Okay. I'll quit.
And you're awkwardly there, both arms up, like you're about to go in for
I'm
it.
hanging.
You're hanging. Wow. And it's one thing to get stood up on a like handshake or a dap, but a hug.
Horrible. So either
See
we
yourself
all
out.
have to commit to doing it,
Yeah.
or we're never going to do it.
It's risky. As a dude, I'll never go for it first. Someone else wants to come in, I'll hug all day.
Do you hug? This is kind of, yeah, it's interesting for like when fans and people recognize you
Yeah.
on the street. Sometimes I'll go in for a hug and they're so taken aback by it.
Yeah, so I will do that. If they give me a really nice compliment,
Yeah.
I'm always just like, God, I needed to hear that.
No,
Like,
totally.
Get in here, buddy.
Same. And
You know?
sometimes I'll put up the wall first because I'm scared and I
Yeah.
don't want
I'll
to.
give them a little soft kiss on the cheek.
Well, yeah.
A little whisper.
We make out
Thank you.
usually. Yeah. Thank you so much.
All right, see ya.
Promote.
Promote.
Hugging.
I'll promote it, but I won't do it. If anyone wants a hug, they got to lead.
This is one that our producer slipped in.
Yeah. Not subscribing to this podcast.
Demoted.
Yeah. You got to subscribe to the pod because you're going to get more electric content just like this.
So
Okay.
that's the promoted or demoted segment.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed it.
It's basic.
It's basic. It's easy. We'll do one every week.
Right. It's not
or we
groundwork.
won't.
Or we won't.
We'll see.
Yeah.
So let's end on just a high note. What are some of our hopes and dreams for this podcast? If you've listened this far and you haven't given up yet, our hope is that you'll keep listening
Please
in
keep
weeks
listening.
to come.
I mean, what they're not going to know is the 46 minutes we're going to cut from this episode that they'll never
Totally.
hear.
Yeah.
Because it was garbage.
Absolutely.
So hopefully this
they'll never
hit
see
well.
that.
Hopefully they
and,
received
And
it
we'll
well.
also, if you've gotten this far, we'll give you a little insight. We re-recorded this episode.
We did.
We literally recorded a first episode, different kind of topics, but we were like, now let's do it good.
Yeah.
This was horrible.
Yeah. You got to get the first one out of the way.
You got to just do that, delete it, bury the file.
I wanted to fight both of us by the end of it. I was like, they're the least likable people.
I FaceTime Ross and he was mad at me. He's like, yeah, it was fine.
I was like, yeah, I mean, it's content. I mean, you know.
It's like one of your silly little TikToks, I guess. You were so mad at me.
No, I wasn't mad. I was mad at us. I was mad at our performance.
So generally we want it to be the biggest podcast ever.
We want to be the biggest pod ever, but we also believe there is this white space, to use tech jargon again, from the old white dudes on CNBC talking like mad money and the little crypto boys on TikTok who don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Totally.
We're trying to keep it real, but educate, but also mostly keep it real.
Yeah.
You know?
And for all my female listeners who didn't understand that, it's just a safe space.
It's just a safe space. My point is we're trying to be an accessible professional, unprofessional pod.
Totally.
And I don't think that's crazy.
So some segments that you might have heard today, and if you not, you'll hear in the future. We might do a little bit of role play.
Yep. Do a little
non-sexual.
Right.
Just sort of
random role play.
Weird
You're
in the office and this situation's happening.
Yep.
We might, because Ross, as mentioned, really wants to talk about kind of the tech news, kind of unpack it, kind of rant. We're going to do a Corp-splain segment where I'll let all of my followers fast forward 5 minutes and allow you to kind of mansplain a topic to me.
Yes. And that sounds great. What I'll do is I'll spread my legs a little bit to take up more space.
Totally.
Really emit that alpha energy that everyone loves so much.
And then we'll just press play on the AI conversation.
Right. And I'll talk about things like why SVB failed or what AI is and the whole OpenAI CEO swap. Because guess what, people? AI is kind of the future and it's going to affect your work. So maybe you should know about it.
Totally.
See, I'm already getting fired up. And
You're already getting
I'm already
angry.
getting condescending.
Okay.
I'm already getting condescending.
Save it for shit we hate.
We'll do a Corp-splain. We're going to do Would You Rathers.
We'll do confessions as we did before.
Confessions, Would You Rather, crazy workplace stories. And one day we're going to host the biggest live show of all time where our followers are going to commingle.
And hook up.
And
it'll be the best day of everyone's life.
It'll be the best day of everyone's life.
So that was episode 1.
That's episode 1 of Demoted.
Tune in next week on Demoted.
Demoted.